Joseph, how would you describe where you're at after the AHL stint?
I feel great. Ready to go.
What's that mean to you to be back at this stage?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a weird start to the season, like we've talked about before. But yeah, I'm just really happy to be here, be back. Got to play, game and a half there, and just pumped to get going.
What was the value in getting the opportunity to see some game action after a little bit of layoff?
Yeah, I mean, the last game was a little while ago, so just kind of get your feet under you, get back into the game, and like riding a bike, so it was good just to get back out.
How much has it felt like a mini training camp for you? How much does it kind of resemble that?
Truthfully, it hasn't really felt like that. Training camp, I think, there's a certain feeling in the air, like everyone, stress goes up and everything gets pretty intense pretty quick. This just feel like I kind of hopped into the middle of the season, which I've actually done more often than not, so it's comfortable for me.
So on the ice, what signs do you look for to say, timing-wise or everything else says, I'm ready to go for yourself?
Yeah, I think a couple of big things are just kind of my pace that I move at, making sure I'm moving quickly and have my feet under me type of thing, and just kind of like the reads of the game. So I feel like those are both where they need to be, and have a good mindset and ready to go.
Was there some urgency to get ready quicker because of the injury?
No, I mean, we made a game plan, and we've stuck to it, and unfortunate timing with Anthony, for him to go down like that, but I've kind of stuck to my game plan, and it just kind of worked out this way.
How happy are you that you're put right in a situation where they obviously need you to become a big person? What's happening with the team the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of I don't know if I would necessarily phrase that like I'm excited that this opportunity is here because someone's hurt. But I'm excited to be back in the net and help the team.
Or just with the team?
Yeah, exactly. Like, regardless of what situation I come into, I'm going to have the same mindset. It's game one, Stanley Cup Finals. It doesn't matter. I think, I've realized the importance of consistency in that way, and just going to come out and do my best, stick to my routine, and do the things I know.
What are the trips to Chicago like for you? Does it feel somewhat like a home trip for you because it's so close to?
Yeah, it is. It's, getting the Midwest and breathing the same air in a way, and yeah, it'll be nice to be close to home.
Have you had any conversations with Anthony or Dennis about what they've been seeing as of late during this stretch?
I've had some conversations with Anthony, and yes, I've been around, a couple of weeks, and we've chatted and kind of getting his thoughts on what's going on and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, he's been in a lot of games, so he can have some good insight there.
Was this game always the one you had circled for your return?
I don't think I necessarily had a game circled for my return here, but I think my plan was to play those games with the Marlies and to rejoin the team today, and I'm ready to go when I'm needed.
The team has talked about better breakouts. What role do you feel as a goalie you can help to influence a kind of a smoother exit from the defensive end?
Yeah, I think being on the same page with the defensemen is a big thing, and been with these D now for a little while, and hopefully we can get back on the same page in that way. And the other thing is just communication. I think it's my job to be talking as much as I can back there, and that's something I think Stoley's really great at, that I've tried to get better at, is just communicating.
How do you feel the mustache has come along?
It's good. It's kind of blonde and orange, but yeah, not too bad.
Well, what made it tough to generate shots, sustain zone time against the Kings last night?
Yeah, I thought they were just, all over us. We didn't really get any, clean looks. I think we did a good job in neutral zone, but they were just hammering us, going quick up, keeping us in our D zone. So I felt like we were just kind of chasing, but we battled, so step in the right direction.
Coach talked yesterday about needing to be able to break out of your own end a little bit more cleanly. What do you think needs to happen there for that to improve?
Yeah, I think we just all got to come back and, be together, tape passes, hold-ups for the D, for the forecheckers coming in, give them some more time, make the game easy on each other.
The second goal by LA, the Fiala goal, what went wrong in that shift from your perspective?
I don't know. I was long. I was pretty tired, so that's probably what happened.
You've been playing a bit more the last few games. Is that an adjustment at all? Like, numbers been up over 21 minutes?
No, I just think that shift in particular ended up being a long one. It was second period, and couldn't get a change. So
As a leader on the team, do you do anything differently at a time like this when the team's losing some games?
yeah, I just try to talk and be positive. I think that's important in this kind of time, and I mean we will turn around. Just gotta have each other's backs.
What have you seen from Joe as he gets closer to getting some game action here?
He's been looking great. Today he was unreal, so yeah, he's been looking really good, and it'll be nice to have him back.
What are the games in Chicago like for you? What do you like about playing at the United Center?
It's awesome. Been in that rinks when I was a kid too, so a lot of fun memories running around there in that family room with my brother. So yeah, a lot of fun, and friends and family there as well.
How much have you been able to track with Connor Bedard's done this season?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit. One of my really good family friends is the assistant coach there, so I've been keeping tabs on them, and yeah, he's been doing a really good job this year, scoring a lot, playing really good hockey.
It's been rare to get practice time here lately. You stayed out pretty late. Is there anything you were focusing on today for you?
Yeah, just some stuff, to work on the stuff that I'm good at and get better at. So I think that time is important to be able to get those things done, and as of late haven't been able to. So just sharpen up a few things out there.
This is a city that can hit the panic button pretty early when the team's struggling a little bit. What's the mood like in the locker room right now in terms of, do you guys, obviously I know you're not paying attention to what's happening because you've told us that you don't, but is there been a pretty good positive attitude despite the slump here in the locker room?
Yeah, I think we're still, positive. We're, I feel like we know that we're able to play better, and I think that's the thing that is important. If we felt like we couldn't play better, then it'd be pretty tough to be hopeful and cheerful. But we know we can do better, and like I've said before, it's small adjustments that will make a big difference. And once we are able to sort that out and play together as 5 guys out there, it'll be good.
Unusual kind of skid here for the group 4 games. How would you describe the mood, the atmosphere? What are you sensing?
Yeah, I think right now we're in a position where we're all trying to dig in and bring more out of ourselves, and try to break this little slump and get playing some good hockey.
Craig had mentioned he feels like maybe confidence is missing a bit right now. When you're going through something like that in the middle of the season, how do you get it back, I guess?
I think it's a natural thing. I don't think that it's gone completely. I think it's just one of those times where, you're trying to dig your way out, and we got to stick together here and kind of build ourselves back up and get playing some good hockey. So, I think we have all the belief in the world that our group's capable of doing that. But it's a good league. Everyone's out there competing, and so we're no different. We're doing our best, and we're going to look to get on the right track.
What did you take from the first period last night, Morgan, if you liked it?
Yeah, I think that there was lots of good things. Even as the game went on, I thought we did some good things, but I thought they just were able to kind of play the three-quarter ice game against us, and so for us, we have to break out cleaner, get in on our forecheck, kind of establish that ozone time. I didn't think we had enough of that after the first period, and if we're able to do that, then we're in a good spot.
Well, you touched on it, just the idea of maybe this team having a little perspective when it comes to, yeah, it's been tough, and this guy's out of the lineup, but when you look at the standings, you realize just how close this thing still is to getting back to where you are.
For sure. No one's taken the situation lightly. But we're trying to keep everything in perspective, just the time of year and how close the standings are. But that being said, we're all eager to be here, put the work in, to dig our way out, and that's what we're trying to do. That's our main focus, and I think we have a decent understanding of how we're going to do that, and what that's going to require. And so now it's up to us to go out and put in the work and to execute tomorrow night, and then we'll come back home. I think we got 2 home games before a long road trip. So we're right in the fight right now, and it's not exactly the position you want to be in right now, but this is the challenge, and it's fun, and you want to dig your way out, and you want to stick together and rise to the challenge as an individual and as a team.
In this city, there's a magnifying glass put on the team when there's struggles. How do you block out, or how important is it to block out the outside noise?
Yeah, it's important. That plays no role with our group. We're in here in control of our own work ethic and our own execution, and that's it.
What's the key to better breakouts? Yeah.
We're so used
You
to you
guys-
guys breaking out so cleanly. And
What's the
have
key?
guys in the back of your head, like what's going on?
I think there's been periods of time where we've done it okay. With the D, I think it starts with communication, and we have a plan, we have systems in place. Depending on where the puck is, we have plans to fall back on. So it's about executing, really. I think that's what it comes down to. And you can be in the right spots, you can communicate, you can do everything right, but if you don't execute, it's going to lead to some breakdowns. And I think, at times last night, I think that's what happened. We did a lot of things right, and then, you miss one play or you don't execute on a play that you need to make, and then you get hemmed in. And so, for us, I think the emphasis has to be on executing and just building our game.
You mentioned the word fun there when you're answering Ryan. How do you find the fun at
Well,
a time like this?
it's not fun. I was, it's just a phrase, but this is the challenge. This is what, when you say you want to be an athlete, you want to, go through ups and downs, like, this is the challenge. You're in the fight, and, these games are important, and it's a challenge right now. It's a grind, but as an athlete, you got to kind of appreciate that and, be grateful that you're in a position where, we believe in ourselves, and, we're going to go out and work, and, no one's going to do it for you. You got to go out and do it. So, that's how we're looking at it.
What have you seen from Joe as he gets closer to getting some game action?
Yeah, it's been awesome having Joe back in the building. He seems great. He's playing well on the ice in practice, and so we're looking forward to having him around more often.
Do you do anything differently, like when the team's going through a skid like this, like as a member of the leadership group, or is it business kind of as usual?
I think everyone tries to step up. I think you want to be more vocal. You want to be more supportive, more positive, and right now, you're trying to get the most out of yourself in all facets of what you're doing.
So Joseph just said he's good to go whenever you call his number. Do you plan to get him right back in tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but thinking about it, definitely.
What have you seen from Joe as he gets closer to getting game action here?
Well, we haven't seen him that much. He's same old Joe to me in practice, like what I see. He's a hard worker. He looks good in that. He went down and played a couple games with the Marlies, which is good, I think, getting into game action, but he seems normal to me and ready to go.
What do you think it means to the team that he's now back?
Well, it means a lot to the team. Obviously him leaving at that point was a surprise, and obviously catches everybody off guard, but big part of our team last year.
What kind of tone did you want to set today? Obviously the team's looking for something.
Yeah, I think the solutions. I think we've did some of that before last game. I like some of the things that we worked on, and just more of the same today. Just trying to find a way to, we were just defending too much. So we need to puck more. We need to advance it more, like I talked about, and get more play in the offensive zone.
Career practice day, what did you like maybe about what you saw today? What do you feel
I
like
think the guys, I thought the guys worked. They had pretty good energy out there, which is good. Things aren't good right now. A lot of times you can come in today with practice and everybody's hanging their heads and kind of going through the motions. I didn't see that today, which is good. It's like we had energy. Guys worked hard. They did what we asked them to do. And just trying to reinforce things here, we just get going in the right direction, and you never know.
Not that you put too much pressure on Joseph or Easton, who's here now, but how do you feel about them coming in the situation now?
Well, I've liked Cowboy this year too. Think he's given us some really good games up here. It was just a move that was made for roster reasons and things like that. But he's back. I thought he looked really good out there today, and we're excited to have Woll back too.
At a time like this, I'm sure you lean on your leaders
Yeah.
more. What do you want to see from Nylander from a leadership perspective? You talked about him growing into a bigger role this year. What do you want to see from him right now?
I think more like he's shown it, and to me, he has shown it, and I think he's shown it in the room too. On the ice, a little bit more consistency. There's good. There's a lot of good like he does, but then it kind of a little bit inconsistent. So consistency, just staying with it and working. You gotta, you get into these situations, and as a team and individuals, you got to work your way out of it. That's how you get out of it. Yes, you gotta, we can confidence is a funny thing, but you want to get your confidence back, you go and work and get it back. That's how you get your confidence back, you know. Yeah, we're at adversity right now. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to go through that adversity, go through that wall, find a way to get through it, climb over the wall, whatever it is. You know, you got to push your way through it as a team and every individual.
You had a team meeting on Monday on the day off. How rare is that?
Had a team meeting on a Monday on a day off.
A few days ago, Boston.
Oh, in Boston? It wasn't a day off, it's a travel day. So we were traveling after back-to-back games. So when I got into Boston, I wanted to have a meeting after the weekend.
Great.
It was like, that's it.
Craig, you've been with teams in the past that have gotten off to slow starts, particularly that Stanley Cup team that you were in St. Louis. What's the difference between the way the city and the media react in Toronto versus other places you've been?
Well, you can answer that question for yourself, can't you?
Well, what do you know?
I mean, listen, I obviously there's a lot more media here, and the Leafs are a huge part of hockey, obviously, in the NHL, obviously in Canada, and there's a lot more talk and a lot more noise, and we discussed that today too. I mean, noise. You guys are doing your job, and you're going to do your job, and there's a lot of people that are going to talk, and it's like the Leafs are big, so there's going to be a lot of talk about it, but you got to shut that off the best you can and focus on what you need to do night in and night out, every day, practice. You got to try to focus, that's all. I mean, it's a lot more, we know that, so that's nature of the beast.
Any updates on Anthony, Austin, Chris?
Well, Austin will be a week, right? I talked to you guys about that. Anthony's still day-to-day, and Carlo and Nyes were maintenance today.
What about Tanev? Is there anything new on him?
Nothing really new on Tanev. You know, trending in the right direction, but it's going to be a bit. I don't know how long yet for him.
Obviously, I'm just wondering, as a coach, you know, they're dealing with confidence right now. How you balance the need to, you know, highlight some of the things that need to improve with trying to still be positive to help them get through. Like, how do you balance?
Yeah, it is a balancing act, but you got to do both. But you got to keep teaching and improving on mistakes, but at the same time, there's good stuff too, and try to instill confidence that way. So it's a balancing act, but you can't just go away from mistakes and not try to correct them. That's not going to do anything.